What's up guys, it's Fight here. Guys, today I'm just going to do a quick breakdown of the UFC fight between Max Holloway, Ilia Topuria, and the one that I'm looking forward to most, Robert Whittaker versus Khamzat Chimaev. Now, I'm going to start off guys with the Robert Whittaker and Khamzat Chimaev fight. Just going to give you my quick breakdown on my prediction on who I think is going to win this fight. So guys, this is a very, very good fight. In my opinion, it's probably one of the best fights in the middleweight division right now. You've got Robert Whittaker, guys, former middleweight champion, and you've got Khamzat Chimaev, who is supposedly potentially the next best thing in that middleweight division. Now, I'm not going to go too much in terms of their records and everything. We know Robert Whittaker has lost before. He's lost to Israel Adesanya and he's lost recently to Dricus du Plessis. But the thing with Robert Whittaker, guys, is he's beaten a lot of top people in that division. And he's been in there for a long time. But one thing with Robert Whittaker is he's still quite young. He has got a lot of miles on the clock, but he still looks fresh. And he's been looking very good in his last couple of fights. Yeah, so he just fought Paulo Costa and Ikram Aliskerov, and that was supposed to be Khamzat Chimaev, but Chimaev pulled out of his last fight due to some injury or illness. And to be honest, to Robert Whittaker, he's only really lost to Adesanya and Dricus du Plessis, and those two guys are, you could say, the best in the division. Remember, Dricus du Plessis just beat Adesanya by submission as well. So Robert Whittaker, if there was no Israel Adesanya or Dricus du Plessis, Robert Whittaker may have been the champion right now. This guy's fought the killers in this division, guys. Brio Romero, fought Derek Brunson. The guy's got a resume. I think he's got the best resume in heavy middleweight division, in my opinion. He's fought all the people, guys, and he would be prepared for someone like Khamzat Chimaev to give him a test. Now, Khamzat Chimaev, on the other hand, guys, in my opinion, he has not fought anyone really at the level of Robert Whittaker. His last fight was against Kamaru Usman, but guys, you got to remember, Kamaru Usman is now at the tail end of his career. He also moved up in weight and took that fight against Chimaev at short notice, and still Khamzat Chimaev won that fight by decision. He wasn't able to finish Usman. Now, I'm not saying he should have finished him or whatnot, but he wasn't able to at the end of the day. So that does play a role in and he was obviously a former welterweight. Chimaev obviously had to go up in weight to win to middleweight, guys. So if you look at Khamzat Chimaev's record, he hasn't really fought anyone apart from like Kamaru Usman, and that was short notice. And he struggled in that fight, in my opinion. Khamzat Chimaev had a good start round where he started strong, but Usman was starting to come back into it in the later rounds. You could give Khamzat 2 rounds to 1. But if that was a 5-round fight, I would love to see what was going to happen, because Usman was starting to get into that fight. Now, this fight, from what I know, it is a 5-round fight between Chimaev and Robert Whittaker. Now, that there, guys, is going to play a massive role. A 5-round over a 3-round is going to make a difference. And again, I'm not going to go too much into the fight and like technicalities. I'm just going to give you my prediction. I'm not going to go into too much. So guys, again, this is going to be one of those where it depends who turns up. If the best Khamzat Chimaev turns up, the guy's grappling is another level. He's been wrestling with Olympic gold medalists recently, and he's been taking them down, guys. I saw a video. Whereas Robert Whittaker looks like he's been getting better. I've seen Robert Whittaker being in the trenches, guys. So for me, guys, I'm going to be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if either of these guys win. They have the ability to beat each other. We've seen Robert Whittaker, when he gets put under pressure like Dricus du Plessis, he does break. Like, he lost in that fight. But Dricus du Plessis is not an easy fight for anyone. He's got that animal instinct in him, and he's only lost to Robert Whittaker, whereas Khamzat Chimaev has never lost to anyone, so he's still got his own. But Robert Whittaker does have that experience over Khamzat Chimaev. If Robert Whittaker wants to drag this out into late waters, I think Chimaev may struggle. So for me, if Khamzat comes out and he asserts himself and is able to take Robert Whittaker down, he may be able to finish the fight within the first 1 or 2 rounds. If it gets dragged out to 3, 4, 5 and he goes into a war, I could see Robert Whittaker winning this by points, or maybe even a late stoppage, because Robert Whittaker is more technical, better in a lot of the stand-up areas. Not in the wrestling, but he knows how to get up. Robert Whittaker is more of an overall better fighter. Good at the space and distance. So Very tough, guys, to this fight. Like, there's a side where I can see Robert Whittaker beating Chimaev, but there's a side where if ruthless Chimaev comes out and he wants to just get it done, because Chimaev, remember, always tries to finish his opponents. Guys, I'm going to make my prediction now. So this is going to be very tight. Like, I could see it swinging from one side to the other, but I'm going to slightly edge it, guys. I'm going to say 55% for Khamzat Chimaev to win this fight, 45% to Whittaker. Literally, I could make it tighter, but I'll leave it at that. Could even make it at 50-50, but I'll edge Chimaev just based off his youth, and maybe he's a bit more hungrier, just that slight bit of hunger. But I don't think Robert is going to be an easy fight, and I fully could see Robert Whittaker putting a clinic on Chimaev from start bell to the end. Like, if he's able to get through those first rounds, I saw Robert Whittaker's mentality. He's been saying, I'm ready to go all 5 rounds with this guy, and I'm going to be pushing it back at him. He's ready, he's prepared for this mentally, so it's not going to be an easy fight at all. It's going to be a good fight, guys. So that's going to be my prediction on that. But yeah, guys, I'm just going to go into the main event. I'm not going to go too in-depth with the who they fought and the record. So we got Max Holloway, guys, who's coming off a win off Justin Gaethje, a knockout. And then we got Ilia Topuria, who's come off a win off of Alexander Volkanovski, who was the former champion. Now, again, I'm going to be straight with this fight, guys. I'm not going to go too much into it. I'm not saying Ilia Topuria is a bad fighter. I've looked at who he's fought. He's fought some all right people, but my opinion, Max Holloway, even though he's got losses on his record, he lost to Volkanovski 3 times, but I believe he at least won one of those fights, maybe even 2, but I believe he was robbed in one of them. He should have won that fight, in my opinion, or one of them could have been a draw. So I'm not going to even count on that. And then he's lost to Dustin Poirier as well. But other than that, Max Holloway hasn't really lost. He's never been stopped. Ilia Topuria's best opponent he's beat, in my opinion, is Alexander Volkanovski. The rest are not as at that level, in my opinion. So, and Alex Volkanovski was coming off a devastating loss to Islam Makhachev. Now, I'm going to be straight. I'm going to get straight into this, guys. I'm not going to go through the records or anything. I'm just going to give you my prediction straight up for this one. I'm going to Max Holloway, guys. In my opinion, this Ilia Topuria guy, I'm not saying he's not good, but he seems to talk a lot, guys. He seems to, like, talk too much, in my opinion. I could get this totally wrong, but I just think Max Holloway, I'm going more with my heart than my mind, but I think Max Holloway, I'm not really saying that, but I think Max Holloway could put a clinic on Ilia Topuria. And I'm going to say Max Holloway to stop Ilia Topuria. I think Topuria is going to try and use his hands, thinks he's all sick because he beat Volkanovski, but I just think it's going to be too much when Max Holloway comes through it. I think Max Holloway can stop Ilia Topuria. All the hype and everything, he just talks too much. He's saying Max Holloway is old. I'll send Volkanovski to the old home place, and I'm going to send you. But he's not really that much younger than Volkanovski. Holloway. There's only a few more years in it. So if Max uses experience and uses all his skills, he can beat Topuria. But Topuria has got better ground game than Max. He can take people down. In terms of the stand-up, I'd say Max Holloway. I don't know. I'm not saying Topuria hasn't got good hands. People say he's got one of the best boxing as well. But I just think the guy's talking too much, and I think he's going to get a rude awakening, guys. Max Holloway is not coming there to play games. So yeah, guys, I'm going to go with Max Holloway, and I'm going to say 65% Max Holloway, 35% to Topuria. People are going to say that's way too high, but that's how I feel, guys. And I'll go further. I'll say Max Holloway is going to stop him. He's gonna stop him. He's gonna end Topuria. But that's a vet. Don't obviously go with that. That's just what I feel. That's what I want to see happen. So yeah, guys, that's just gonna be my breakdown on that. That wasn't thorough, guys. I understand. I'm more focused on the co-main. But yeah, that's just gonna be my picks. And let me know your thoughts below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.